Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Penelope. This is their private select barrel strength blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, coming in at a 54.5% ABV, at least 9 years old. So I've been a big fan of Penelope here in 2023. For me, they're just knocking it out of the park, because prior to that, we've not seen them on the shelves here. But after their merger or their purchase by of MGP, ironically, they've been hitting here in Indiana like crazy, which is awesome. And again, I've had 5 or 6 different versions at least of their offerings, and they've all been just really, really good. Now, originally when I seen this, I kind of went, I don't know if I'm really that interested. Like, it sounds good, but I'm kind of watching here at the end of the year, trying to go, okay, I got to kind of gauge where I'm at on my reviews. But I decided to pull the trigger on this one because this is their first time blending with MGP Indiana whiskey and Kentucky whiskey. They do tell us a mash bill in the back here as well. Contains 85% corn, 10% rye, 2% wheat, and 3% barley malt. And again, coming in at barrel strength, the only real thing it's missing is a single barrel label on here and you'd be really set. But let's just jump into it and see how it goes. So, as always, we'll be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. That and the proof point, I was like, 54 is kind of low for a barrel strength, but we're going in, I'm excited. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a member if you want, and hang around for a bit. Either way, if you're interested in some of the other reviews of Penelope, those will be linked up above and down below, so you can check them out afterward. But no, I think my favorite one so far, the Takagi barrel was great. The Architect is great as well. What are some of the others? Oh, the toasted bourbon and toasted rye. Those are the money makers in my eyes. Look at that dark color. 9-year age statement on her as well. Beautiful dark color in there. Excited. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh, very corn sweet. Very corn heavy on that. Woo. Okay, I'm gonna let it air out for a moment because I think it needs it. There we go. Okay, so getting a bit more butterscotch now. Deep, heavy char on the barrels. Very oak forward. This is an oaky bottle. Very corn sweet. The ABV does show up a little bit, but again, it is barrel strength, so it's kind of expected, but it smells warm. Maybe a little chocolatiness going on in there. Just a light bit, like cocoa powder, but bruleed caramel as well. That caramel and that char playing together really well. Coming across more like a bruleed, like a creme brulee. Because you get a bit of vanilla in there too. It's really nice nose. That's hard to complain about. But definitely go into this one expecting it's warm. All right, let's go for a taste. That is pretty. A lot of good deep age going on in this bottle. It's oaky, almost oily from that. And you get a nice light cherry note going on in there as well. A little bit of pastry dough, almost like a cherry pie, like a deep, rich cherry pie. The corn sweetness is in there. You get a bit of spice from that rye, but it's such a low number. That corn sweetness is dominating with that cask. It's good. That's really good. Coats the palate to a T. Nice warmth, but not ABV burn or off notes from that strength either. Little cocoa powder going on in there, and that's playing with that cherry note to give me kind of a chocolate covered cherry vibe from it. I love that corn sweet layer in there. The charry oakiness is really where this one lives. If you love that in a profile for a bourbon, you can't go wrong here. And maybe a little bit of a tea note here in the finish as well. That might be projected, but here as I'm talking, I'm getting kind of just a light wisp of a tea note. And usually I get that from the rye side of things. How much is 10% rye? It's possible. As I keep going back, I'm finding that rye characteristic sneaking in there more and more. A little bit herbal, medicinal, a little bit of that MGP dill note. That spice is showing up very, very well on this one. Man, keep going back to this sip. If you had it your first time and you weren't like, it's okay, keep going back to it because it is getting more and more complex for me. The rye characteristics are showing up for me, bringing across those lovely MGP rye notes. A little spicy, a little cinnamon, clove going on in here. That'll do, Penelope. That'll do. I am not disappointed about picking this up anymore, that's for sure. All right. Add a little drop of water. See if anything changes up here. Just doing a small drop. Again, that proof point kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, 54.5? This seems very low for a 9-year-old. And the main reason is because I just picked up the Elijah Craig C923, and it's 66.5. And I'm like, holy crap. And it's 13, almost 14 years old. And they're almost identical pricing for most markets. It's kind of crazy. All right, let's go for notes in the water version. Ooh. Very on point. If anything goes maybe a little sweeter in the water version, just a hair sweeter. Besides that, they are almost on point. Maybe a little bit of waxiness showing up here in the water version. Just a touch. But let's go for a taste and find out. Similar on the taste as well. Maybe a little more warmth going on here because we're breaking up those oils. And maybe just a tad bit bitter. But I'm still getting the chocolate notes, a bit of rice spice. That corn sweetness is riding very well. But I am definitely getting a deeper, heavier, waxy note going on. Let's go back to the neat one. Yeah, you don't find as much of that waxy note. It's almost non-existent. And maybe because I'm really searching for it, I can kind of pick it out. But I still think the water version is pretty solid. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. That's where the moneymaker is. This, though, ain't half bad. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So I picked this up for $70. And I originally kicked myself in the butt because I didn't expect my Total Wine here in Indiana to get it, because they tend to get things either very late or not at all. However, like the day after I bought this, it showed up in store for $61.99. So an $8 difference, which, you know, it's $8, big deal. But I'm like, man, but it was sold out almost like immediately. Like the next 24 hours, it was gone. And so I'm kind of happy I picked it up for this. And honestly, I think that's a good price point. $69, $70 is really solid. If you can get this for $60, do it. It's worth $60. Personally, I would overpay for this one. I know sometimes on the secondary market, this one skyrockets for them. On some places, getting over $100 easy on it. I would say $70 or less, you're getting a good bottle. If you like oakiness in your bourbons with that bit of sweet characteristic at the finish, this is for you. It's a great bottle. I think it's an awesome bottle that Penelope's. This is a bottle for you. Honestly, it's probably one of the higher ones from Penelope. I still like the toasted ones better, I think. But with that 9-year age statement, barrel proof going on, the transparency's all here. Big thumbs up to this one. If you see it on the shelf for sub $70, grab it. You won't complain too much, I don't feel like. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Penelope Private Select blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, 9 years old. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, I even like it might